Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside the Haber Center here in Burlington, Ontario. The 4th annual Canadian National Invitational Tournament. We kick things off with the 16U Championship featuring UPlay, the 15s. That's right, playing up, and Keyhoops. And joined alongside Elias Bate. I am Daniele Franceschi. Elias, again, we kick things off with the 16U Championship. It's been an action-packed weekend of basketball here in Burlington. What have been some of your impressions, and what can we look forward to in this first of 4 championship games today?
Well, first of all, hats off to UPlay for stepping up and playing up in the division. There's a great deal of respect when a team does that on several levels. The biggest thing I think for them is they're getting high-level development by playing against older, stronger, longer, bigger competition. So it's an advantage for them long-term.
And they're on the board. That, of course, Keyhoops is Jordan Persad draining the triple. Ryan Nemhard, the star floor general for UPlay Canada, dribbling across the timeline. Nemhard with it again.
And Jordan Persad, the guy who just hit the 3 for Keyhoops there, coming off an all-star appearance at NBA Basketball Without Borders in Mexico just a few weeks ago. I bumped into him in the airport, and he said I heard a lot of feedback from some of the NBA personnel that we've been in contact with, and everybody loves his playmaking ability, his vision. And
the big man right there, Charles Bediako, with the rebound, national team member. Competed at the U18s last month in St. Catharines. He's battling underneath, and we have a jump ball.
Love the physical intensity here. First minutes of the game. And interesting about Charles, Daniela, you mentioned, he played for the U17 team. Mm-hmm. He also played for the U18 team. He was he was one of 2 players to do that.
Correct.
Him and Addison Patterson.
Correct. Of course, helped Canada win that silver medal in St. Catharines as Brandon Talbot knifes into the lane and gets the layup to go. Nemhard outlet ahead, pass deflected. It will stay with UPlay. He was looking for Tyler Delavante, leaking out down the floor.
And Delavante, over the course of this tournament, hit a lot of threes from that corner. That seems to be his hot spot.
Joshua Primo with it. 3 on the way, short. Rebound corralled. Keyhoops has control, and it's Persad dribbling up the floor. And he will cross the timeline, being checked by Nemhard.
And this is an elite matchup here at the point guard position. Nemhard, I find, has an edge offensively, can create for himself a little bit better than Persad, but that vision on Persad and just putting guys in high percentage situations is just tremendous.
And one thing that, Elias, we certainly can't overlook is the poise, the composure of this UPlay team. Again, competing against older competition, they came in as the #1 seed, and they're certainly proving why they were ranked in such a fashion heading into this tournament.
Yeah, and when I sat down to rank these teams, I looked at the rosters, I looked at matchups that they had taken on throughout the AAU circuit, but the personnel on the team is just something that really stuck out to me. Nemhard, who in my opinion is an NBA level prospect. I know that's early, and some viewers may be watching and saying, hey, you can't say that young. Well, I said it about Jamal Murray. And Jamal Murray's in the NBA. We have to be able to project, and what I'm projecting is that this young man at the line right now will play at that level one day.
And what's most impressive is he may not be the only one in the family. Of course, his older brother Andrew, who's sitting right here alongside us on the bench for UPlay. He's headed to Florida for his freshman season. Actually just came back for a visit, was in Gainesville for a few weeks, and is back home taking in this tournament here in Burlington, the CNIT. A block underneath, that's Bediako, and they're battling for it. Keyhoops comes up with it. Into the lane, kick to the corner, that's Michael Mattis. Regains his dribble and deflected away by Nemhard. Into the lane, good dish down underneath. Delavante gets his hand there, he's going to be whistled for the foul.
Just want to take the time to thank all the college coaches that were in attendance over the course of this weekend. Over 30 plus. Mix up from the NCAA Division I and II, as well as JUCO, CCAA, and U Sports.
3 is good. Keyhoops, 8-3 out in front. Nemhard drives, floater, off the glass and in. Wonderful touch on the runner from Ryan Nemhard.
And that's the kind of touch that can't be taught. That is natural feel. you see him sometimes get up in the air and be able to contort his body and twist and turn. He's got tremendous feel.
One thing you can't question about him, one, the experience, two, the poise, the composure. He's got the total package. He's been in so many high leverage games over the year. This is nothing new to him. You know, playing prep as a 14-year-old, this is nothing new to him. He's definitely in his environment, in his atmosphere.
And that's Mike Mattis going to the line for 2 for Keyhoops. He's been solid for these guys. He's rebounded a ton. He's blocked and altered some shots. And I think one of the biggest improvements in his game has been his explosiveness. He's now attacking the rim with a lot more force and a lot more athleticism. And, you know, we went from talking to youth sports programs about him to now, you know, he's starting to gain some interest from the likes of Hartford, Drexel, you know, some higher academic places at the Division I level.
Nemhard, screen set by Charles. Gets it back to Cordell Charles, working on Mattis. Steal, it's Brandon Talbot. Pushing it up the floor is Talbot. Gets into the lane. Layup attempt, no good. Ball is loose. Whistle. Substitution coming, and that is the big fella, Moon Reith. And of course, Moon, from the 2-time reigning defending NPA champion, CTA, out of Ottawa, Canada Top Flight Academy.
And they don't seem to be slowing down. Kevon Marshall, a big point guard that they're getting in this year, recruited.
Also launching a junior prep program of all things.
Oh, that's right.
To try and develop and use it as a feeder system to achieve sustained growth. And I think that's an interesting strategy and a good strategy from CTA's perspective.
I love the transition that we've made as an industry over the past few years. I think there was a little bit of hesitancy with regards to evolution. And, you know, a lot of the older heads, just traditionalists, but it's all changing now, and it's for the betterment of the game. You know that saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Well, I'm not a big fan of it in this particular case because it's not broke, but it can be better.
Absolutely. You're seeking constant innovation and improvement. And part of that is the proliferation of this game, which we've already seen. But on top of that, now, especially at the high performance level, you're seeing it grow and take on a whole life of its own right now. Bediako at the line misses the first.
Charles, 2 hands and leave it there.
And Charles has got a completely different body from his brother Jaden. He's ahead in many ways. Just, you know, with bigs, most of the time they look like baby giraffes coming out of the womb, and you know when they start running. But with this guy, he's got mobility. He looks the part, and as you know, he continues to grow and add mass. You look at this big man matchup right now. He's got Trayvon Minot's got a lot of weight on him, but the way he's positioning himself, he's going to be able to defend that, and that's Nemhard there with the bucket.
Terrific take. Ryan Nemhard knifing through the defense and finishing with the right hand off the window. Jumper on its way, no good. Battle underneath, that's Trayvon Minot. He gets his own rebound and he's fouled.
And he's got to go up with more authority on that one. Go up 2 hands, protect, try to dunk everything.
And Minot checking in at around 6'9", 6'10", Elias, and we've seen him extensively on the NPA circuit with the St. Laurent Express. Somebody that you're very high on.
Absolutely. I think sky's the limit for a kid like this. He's just such a terrific kid, comes from a really good family, and he's maturing. He's really, really maturing physically and mentally. And I think that, you know, once he gets in a place where he identifies his strengths and sticks to them, I think he's going to be a super high-level player. I'm talking projecting him at the high major levels in the NCAA. Now, Daniele, one of the biggest things with bigs and the changes that we've made is it's becoming positionless basketball. So we're starting to see a lot of the bigs step out. But in my opinion, with bigs, you've got to start inside. You've got to own the paint before you start even making your way out to the free throw line to operate from the block.
The game is definitely trending in the direction of positionless basketball, as you alluded to. But when you're talking about a guy like Minot, for instance, who's 6'10", and has such a lanky, long, big frame, there's no question he's going to be a factor, a force on the interior. As Talbot, his jumper is off the mark. Ball is batted around, and it's Nemhard with it. Here he comes up the floor, turning on the Jets. Nemhard kicks it Another extra pass to the corner. 3 from Moonreath. It's short. Rebound corralled by Keyhoops. And they're off and running. Up across the timeline now. Working on the perimeter. Ball is deflected out of play. Substitution. It is Cordell Charles checking in. Charles Bediaco coming out for the time being.
And we're just halfway through the first. A lot of basketball left here. I'll be back on the live stream here with Daniele for 17U championship.
Talbot, 3 no good in transition. UPlay with it. Primo looking to push, and they settle down it. It's Cordell Charles. Kicks it to the corner. 3 on its way. No good. Rebound corralled, and now here comes Keyhoops. They get it to Talbot. Misses the layup. Rebound, it's Cordell Charles with it.
And he was worried about slapping the backboard there instead of finishing the play.
Nemhard. That's a little too hard off the window. Rebound, Primo with it, no good. Michael Mattis fighting for possession. He secures it, and now here comes Brandon Talbot across the timeline. Talbot surveying the floor. Into the corner. On its way, layup is good. Luth Muhammad Cooley gets into the lane, driving baseline. Finishes off the window. 14-7 the score in favor of Keyhoops. 8:25 remaining here in the opening half. 3, no good, off the back iron and out. Keyhoops with control. And they're looking to set up their horns action here. Minot, he'll set the screen. Popping out is Cooley inside. Minot throws it down. The thunderous one-handed jam.
And you see the confidence building in Minot. They got to keep getting it to him, man. Especially with Charles Bediaco on the bench, you got to take advantage of that. He's too wide, he's too strong and athletic to not be able to finish under the rim. You got to keep giving him those opportunities. There's Minot again starting that turnover for UPlay.
And Primo throws that one away. And it'll be Keyhoops with possession of the basketball. And of course, basketball, Elias, a game of runs, as we know. But certainly to your point, when you have a guy like Charles Bediaco, who is on the bench right now, you see they went a nice high-low action. We see again going with the pick and roll here, trying to get perhaps Minot some touches. And the 3 rattles home for Keyhoops. And UPlay looking to slow things down and just try to find some sort of rhythm and groove offensively. Nemhard, screen set by Charles. He comes off and he fires away short. Rebound. And now in transition, it's Persad with it.
Comfortable lead to be trying that stuff.
Especially early in the shot clock as well.
How about the fact that it's a championship game?
That's not exactly the time you want to be tinkering with things. Charles into the lane, off balance, no good. Fighting for the rebound underneath. Corralled by UPlay. That's a wild shot. Nemhard able to come up with the board. Of Giusti, corner 3. Rattles in and out. Charles comes up with it. He's going to pull up. It's short.
And they got 4 opportunities on that side of the floor. Keyhoops has got to do a much better job sealing and protecting.
Persad with it.
Victor Nasidas, number 12 for Keyhoops.
Persad pulling it and buries the triple right over top of Ryan Nemhard. Fakes the handoff. Nemhard into the lane, kicks, extra pass. Moonreath driving, nice pass underneath.
That's a great
beautiful feed. Moonreath with the dish.
And you can expect to see a lot of that in the National Preparatory Association this coming season. Moonreath about to have a breakout season.
Foul on the floor. It'll be charged to Jonathan of Giusti. Keyhoop, 3.5 minutes remaining in the opening half. Cooley with it.
Love his back down.
And he's fouled.
That is an excellent stride to get into the paint.
earns himself a trip to the free throw line, does a nice job of establishing position. Dribble going, powerful move to the basket to draw the foul. First free throw is good. And to say that Keyhoops is looking to perhaps impose their will in terms of their physical advantage, that's an understatement. These guys want to get on inside. They want to make it a physical game.
And Keyhoops is up 13 now, 24-11. Gelling, getting the shots they want for the most part.
Nemhard off the screen from Avjusti. Hands it off to Charles. Cordell Charles. Strong move to the basket, no good. Avjusti tip. Another rebound. Officials conferring. (24-11) the score in favor of Keyhoops. 2 minutes on the clock here in the opening half. And it'll be UPlay basketball. Fresh 24-second shot clock. Inbounding along the baseline. Avjusti, he gets it into Reith. Over to Nemhard. Screen set again by Charles. Nemhard. Wonderful delivery. And the finish from Cordell Charles.
And you read that from a mile away. I don't know how the defense didn't catch on to that. Nemhard attracting double coverage.
Prasad, the three, no good. Nemhard looking to push in transition. Nemhard into the lane, underneath, and a foul.
One of the things I love about Ryan is, as soon as the defensive board gets into his hand, he's got his head up right away. He's checking for runners. He's seeing who's filling lanes.
And it's incredible, Elias, to think that this is a young man who will be going into his 10th grade season. 10th grade. As a 9th grader, played a prominent role with Vaughn Secondary School, their prep program. And again, the bloodlines, it speaks for itself. When you have Claude Nemhard coaching this UPlay team, of course Andrew Nemhard sitting here on the sideline supporting his brother and the rest of these UPlay members.
It's going to be a big year for Andrew as well. A lot of the NBA people that we're talking to really high on what he could provide. They think he's a one and done. It's not consensus, but there are several NBA scouts who feel like he could finish up this year and go straight to the league.
And I would agree with that. I think certainly it's a distinct possibility that, of course, all things considered and depending on how the season transpires, but having a prominent role on that with that Florida team, he could definitely make some noise and potentially make that jump in just one year. First free throw is no good. (24-13) the score. A minute 36 seconds remaining as the clock stops inside the last 2 minutes. Free throw is good. Substitution coming. Primo checking in for Avjusti.
Test all three, guys. You know who your feet are. Corner, here.
And Talbot will set up shop for Keyhoops as he crosses the timeline. Prasad with it. Far sideline. Back over near sideline to Talbot. They're going to ice the screen. Nemhard directing traffic. Talbot somehow knifes into the lane, but it's a turnover. Ball deflects off of Talbot, out of bounds. Michael Matus checking back into the ball game for Keyhoops.
Who's got three? I want his fist. Just fist. No, 41. 41.
Nemhard
41. Johnny Kid.
swings it over to Primo. Primo to the corner. Reith takes it hard to the basket, lays it in. Quick crossover to free himself of the defender before finishing off the window.
And Moon Reith with the huge advantage using his length to get by defenders. It's that first step really that makes it tough to recover on.
With that length in particular, Elias, and he's such a lanky frame and so explosive off of the dribble as well. And to your point, and as I believe you compared him to Kevin Durant in terms of his physique and his build, and you could certainly see shades of that.
Yep. I don't think that he's one of those, a lot of people are talking about he's got to add mass, he's not strong enough, this and that. In today's game, you don't got to be a beefy, chunky, have to battle down low. I mean, unless you're often getting put in mismatches and the guys are taking you into the paint. But with a player like Moon, his advantage is that he's slim and mobile.
Talbot. Up to Prasad. Checked by Nembhard. Screen set. Prasad still with it. Dribbles back, and now here's Talbot working on Primo. Talbot on a rejection underneath. That's Moon Reith coming over with the help. Nembhard tries to spin it off the window after losing control. Prasad with it. Up ahead. Three on its way. Rims in and out for Talbot. Rebound corralled by Reith. Nembhard up ahead. Charles, he can't handle the pass. Primo able to keep it alive. Fires off balance, and he gets it to go fading away. Prasad, and that'll end the first half. 24-18. Keyhoops out in front in this 16U championship game. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back to bring you the second half of action here at Haber Center in Burlington.
It feels like they've been disrespected. It seems like they're just saying that nobody speaks of Canada when it comes to basketball. So every player that I see from Canada plays with a chip on their shoulders. It's like we got to go out here and show these cats that we can ball.
Too big.
Khalid Bennett flexing on him.
Behind the back. Oh, and a reverse slam.
It feels like they've been disrespected. It seems like they're just saying that nobody speaks of Canada when it comes to basketball. So every player that I see.
We've traveled across the country and back. 7 years running. Canada's basketball talent blossoms right before our eyes. From coast to coast. It's our job to bring it to the light. No gimmicks, just hard work on the hardwood. Who will step up to the plate this summer? Who will make their game undeniable and challenge every man in front of him? Game.
Let's keep it going. Keep the intensity high.
Get your feet square, get your feet square.
Take it home, write it down, grab a homie, and work on it.
Welcome back inside the Haber Center here in Burlington. You're watching the 4th annual CNIT, and this is the 16U National Championship game between #1 UPlay Canada, the 15s, against Keyhoops, #2 in the bracket, joined alongside Elias Bate. I am Daniele Franceschi. Elias, an exciting opening half, perhaps a timid opening half in a lot of ways. And I think we're going to see a much sharper half of basketball on both sides of the ledger for Keyhoops and UPlay as this championship game grows in intensity.
No, it's proper analysis, Daniele, and I think in the second half we can expect shot selection to be a lot better from UPlay. I think that was one of the main things. Just getting out in transition. There's nothing wrong with their style of play in transition, but it's more of the half-court stuff where I felt some shots were forced.
And we look at the talent on the floor. Both rosters absolutely littered with young talent, guys who have the ability to play at a high level. We've seen college coaches come through the doors here at Haber Center all weekend long. And in this 16U championship game, we have some of the premier athletes on the floor for their respective classes. And one of them right there, Nemhard, dishing it up ahead. Primo, and he is fouled. That's Michael Mattis committing the foul. And we spoke about it earlier. We touched on the improvements of Michael Mattis, but watching him this weekend, Elias, I feel like he's made some tremendous strides, some very significant improvements in his game, and in particular, watching their semifinal game where they had to rally late to beat a very feisty, gritty Brampton Elite team. He was also knocking down outside perimeter shots. He was taking guys off the dribble, being aggressive, and he's still the long, lanky force on the interior that we've come to know him as.
Yeah, and I think it all started with him starting to take care of his body. He's really trimmed down this year, or over the last 6 months, really. And you see it in his mobility. You see it in his ability to finish above the rim. And that game that you were talking about where he made a bunch of threes, it was 3 consecutive. And that's what really put him on the radar.
And that Victor Nausdes, he gets into the lane, floats one up and in. UPlay staring at a 6-point deficit. Nemhard, terrific body control, can't finish. It rolls off the rim. Persad with it. Up the floor for Keyhoops. Jordan Persad. Kick to the corner. Mattis, 3, no hesitation. Just a bit long off the mark. Rebound corralled by Primo. Up ahead, it's Moon Reith. Reith to the basket. And it rolls off the rim, but he will go to the line for 2.
I thought he was going to put it over and then finish on him. That would have been a sweet move.
Could have finished on the opposite side of the rim. Looking for that rip.
Rip right over the body.
Kind of that quasi-Euro finish. Reverse layup, especially with that length. I was thinking he was going to punch it, let's be honest.
Yeah.
First is good from Moon Reith. The pride of Ottawa. Plays at Canada Top Flight Academy. The reigning defending 2-time NPA champions. Second on its way, it's good.
And for Moon Reith, to be a member of the 2020/2021 class, depends where he wants to go. He's a kid that's already being recruited by the Pac-12, the SEC, the ACC, all levels really. And we've seen coaches from those conferences here in attendance.
Talbot, no good. Ball rattles around, it's secured. Victor Nausdes, now Mattis underneath. And he goes up strong, and he's fouled. And a nice job by Michael Mattis.
Starting to use his body well. You saw the way he protected, getting the elbows up.
He did well to create separation. Goes up strong, gets that rebound, comes back down, takes one dribble to gather himself, and then creates separation.
The multiple pump fakes is what the defenders fall for. The first one, you might not get it, but on the second one or third, they're bound to jump, and all you need them to do is just flinch a little bit, and you're going to get that call.
First is good for Michael Mattis. Second free throw on the way, no good. Batted around, it's Cordell Charles with the rebound. Nemhard across the timeline. Screen set, Cordell Charles, he gets it back. 3 on its way, long.
It's just not his shot. We've seen 2 of those today. He's shot 2 air balls from the 3-point line. It's an area that he should stay away from for now. In my eyes, when he's setting up from the high post, how about that?
What a block.
Help
from
side.
Josh Primo, the help side defender, coming in to reject Trayvon Minot. Primo rattles in and out, and he was looking to get it done on both ends there. That would have been an incredible sequence. And now up the floor, it's Talbot. He's checked by Nemhard. Talbot picks up his dribble, handoff to Nausdes. He drives, kicks. Talbot, 3, got it! Money from the corner, Brandon Talbot. Nemhard pushing. Floater, no good. Talbot, he comes down with the rebound. And now here he goes in transition. Ball is batted loose. Gets it out to Victor Nausdis. 3, short. Rebound, Nemhard again. 2-on-2 the other way. Nemhard fights off contact. Beautiful finish.
I love how he drove right into the heart of the defense there, not avoiding.
Not afraid to initiate contact and then somehow find his balance in the air, using the glass to finish.
That's one of the best parts of his game is when he gets up in the air, it's like he floats. He stays there for a second or two, and a lot of that is the core strength. Credit the core strength, the lower back, the abdomen. He's been taking care of himself, man, and he's learned a lot from his older brother.
What I noticed when I watch both of them play, let alone Ryan, but Andrew as well, the downhill mentality, even when orchestrating the offense, very rarely will you see them turn it over straight up man-to-man. These are guys who can take care of the basketball, and it's a disciplinary approach that I don't see many guys having at this level. Even at this level, as high level and competitive as it is, you still see the details that are exemplified at this level.
You're bang on about that, man. I got no disagreements with you on that one.
Primo, left hand dribble into the lane. Beautiful left hand floater. Josh Primo. Prasad now with it. Up the floor for Keyhoops.
No paint, no middle, no middle drive.
Back to Prasad.
No middle drives.
Primo guarding him. He pulls it. Rattles around and in. Jordan Prasad with a hand in his face gets the 3 to fall. Nemhard to Primo. A good battle down inside between Bediako and Minot. A foul. Brandon Talbot. 8 minutes amassed here in the second half. 34-26 in favor of Keyhoops. And Primo at the free throw line. And he's had himself quite the day, Elias. He's been terrific on both ends of the floor thus far.
And it's been like that all tournament. I mean, he's knocked down very timely threes from the corners on several occasions to really help build the lead and kill the opposition's momentum.
Second is no good. Moonreath there with the rebound. Now Bediako with it, and he gets it to go. Charles Bediako took a couple tries, but they get it to go. And now it's down to 5. Prasad, screen set Minot. Prasad, jumper, short. Rebound corralled by Moonreath, and he turns it over. Talbot to the rim. Oh, and a massive rejection. Rebound.
That's terrific defense from Moonreath.
Moonreath, full extension. Knocking that one out of the air. Keyhoops will retain possession. Ball goes out of bounds. Talbot with it at the top. Along the 45, it's Jordan Prasad. Over to Nausdis. Gets it over to Cooley. Swinging it along the perimeter. Nausdis, 10 on the shot clock. Cutting backdoor was Talbot. Deflects off of Bediako and out of bounds. Shot clock at 7.
And when you see that back door coming from Talbot on the opposite side, Minot has to make sure that Bediako's sealed. Otherwise, that help side was coming.
And a big block from Primo. Outlets ahead to Nemhard. He's able to keep it alive.
Smart play there to reset.
That ball was scooting out of bounds. Primo 3. No good. Prasad with the rebound. And the pace picking up here in the second half. Prasad. Screen set Minot. Kicks it. Nausdis on the shot, no good from long distance. It's Reith with the board. Nemhard, great feed up ahead, turns it over. Perhaps a little too ambitious. Nausdis, out of control.
Lost his footing on that one.
Timeout, please. Timeout, please. Timeout, please.
Timeout on the floor. UPlay looking to talk things over. We're going to take a quick break before we bring you back to action here at the Haber Center. 9:40 remaining. UPlay trailing Keyhoops 34-29. Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! It's Judy Georges throwing it down!
Welcome to the NPH live broadcasting experience. Allow our team of video technicians to capture your event in high definition. Streaming directly on all NPH media platforms. Up-to-the-minute live game coverage featuring professional commentators and analysts.
Tip in. No good. 2 seconds to go. Oh!
Commercial spots available to promote and market your brand, event, or product. Enjoy the ultimate way to catch the game when you can't.
That man from Quebec can fly!
Exposure starts here.
Welcome back inside the Haber Center here in Burlington. Elias Bate and Daniele Franceschi along with you, bringing you this 16U championship final between Keyhoops and UPlay. Moon Wreath, clear for a liftoff! Moon Wreath throwing it down with authority.
That kid is one special talent, man. He's developing into a two-guard that can, defend multiple positions. He's going to be an asset to whoever gets him in college. I know it's a long way away.
How about that? Moon Wreath. That's good defense right there. Comes off the weak side, anticipates, makes a great play on the ball. He really did. Although he's going to get called for the foul, he made an excellent play on the ball there.
And his timing, that's one of the best things about him on the defensive end. He anticipates, he times it well, and he tries to avoid contact with the body as much as possible.
Talbot at the line, and he sinks the first. Keyhoops holding on to a slim 4-point advantage here. They've led virtually the entire way thus far. Second, no good, and it's Moon Wreath again with the rebound. Nemhard. That pass a little too hot to handle for Charles as they were running the lane.
It was behind him, too. That's a tough catch. You always want to place the ball, and he knows this better than anybody. One of the best passers I've seen, actually. Now, you got to put the ball ahead and make him chase.
Keyhoops with possession. Malik Pottinger crossing the timeline. Pottinger using the screen. He's going to pull it for three. Got it! Nothing but net for Malik Pottinger. And you can't go under that screen. You cannot go under the screen. He will make you pay. Nemhard to Primo. Primo working on Talbot. No good. And the rebound secured. It's Pottinger with control for Keyhoops. Hand off to Talbot. Talbot thought about it. Gets it back to Pottinger. Drives baseline to the corner. Mattis jumper is good.
That's a good look. That's the one you want. Very patient there. The reversal came. Extra pass. That's beautiful basketball.
Fundamental basketball they teach you. You drive baseline, look opposite corner. Work to perfection that time. Primo pulls it from deep. Got it! Joshua Primo. He has been a human torch for UPlay.
That shot has been primo.
Persad, oh, good delivery underneath. Lost control, Bediako comes up with a Nemhard, now up ahead. Alley-oop, no good. Talbot pushing in transition. Beautiful finish, the scoop with the right hand, and he sneaks it in off the glass.
Lead extended back to 8 in favor of Keyhoops now.
Primo, no good off the back iron. Ball is deflected out of play. You got to question the shot selection a little bit.
You just stole the words from my mouth. I was just about to get to that. They're playing very rushed right now. They're not playing under their own tempo, and Keyhoops is conducting things the way that they want.
As you alluded to, Elias, an 8-point advantage for Keyhoops, 42-34. As we head into the 6-minute mark here in the second half. Shot no good, gets it right back, hangs on the rim, Nemhard with it. They got numbers. What a pass! Oh, Ryan Nemhard. Over the shoulder, exceptional vision.
That was gorgeous.
Oh, my goodness.
Just not the finish. I mean, he does such a terrific job getting double coverage and just, sucking in the defense to to take attention away from others on his team and gives them high percentage situations, really.
And Pottinger off the screen. He is fouled by Bediako. And that's the second time, Elias, in as many possessions that we've seen Charles Bediako get caught going under. And in this case, results in a foul. The previous possession, it was a 3.
Yep, and his length is enough that he doesn't need to get that close and that far away from the three-point line.
First is good for Malik Pottinger.
Hey, thumbs.
Second is good as the clock ticks under 5 minutes. One more free throw on the way for Malik Pottinger. Bounces around, no good, and it's Moonreath with the rebound. Across to Nemhard, dribbles up the floor, near side on your screen. Screen set by Bediako. Step back jumper, rattles around, no good. Fighting for it underneath. Persad, he steps out of bounds. A reminder for our viewers at home, running time, 2:20-minute half, so the clock will stop once we reach the 2-minute mark of this championship game. Delavante, nice move underneath, and he floats it home, working against the big fella Michael Mattis in the paint. Here's Persad across the timeline, wanting to slow things down and run some offense.
And this is the lowest scoring game, Daniele, for UPlay that we've seen. Just 36 points here with under 4 minutes to go.
Keyhoops has done an excellent job defensively, and a shot clock violation just in terms of their level of communication. Well, also the shot selection a little bit has been questionable.
Yes,
we will say that. Granted, perhaps a little timid at time and a little aggressive. They haven't found their balance at all in this game. One thing though, I do want to mention, and I want to talk about Keyhoops for a second. This is also a team that's battle tested, right? These young guys here on this sideline with UPlay, they've been in a lot of. This is a Keyhoops group that is saying, wait a minute, we're just as battle tested. We have just as much talent. We feel we are the best team in this age group, and we want to be national champions. And they're warranted. Certainly, they feel like they deserve to be national champions.
Most definitely so. They've been playing like a group that could be. And right now, they're on the floor with a smaller lineup. Mike Mattis, the largest, at 6'7".
Nemhard. Primo. Backdoor, Delavante. And a travel. It'll be Keyhoops basketball. UPlay looking to pick up full court man-to-man or go to a zone press. A 1-2-1-1 press. Mattis driving baseline to the basket, lays it in. Excellent body control as he drives baseline to get the deuce. Nemhard. Screen set. Charles. Nemhard. They reset the screen. He gets into the lane. Floater on its way, no good. Persad comes down with the rebound. Jordan Persad. Over to Brandon Talbot. Talbot operating on the far sideline. He kicks it across to Pottinger. It's Talbot again. Shot clock down to 5. Talbot. Money from long distance. All the way from Sault Ste. Marie. Brandon Talbot. Nothing but net. Charles. Strong move, Cordell Charles. Count it, plus the foul.
That's the type of aggression we want to see from Cordell Charles. KC. Give it to me now.
Punishing the 10 with that emphatic one-handed jam. That's how you throw it down, big fella. You were pointing out, Elias, throughout this game, how some of the shot selection for him in particular has been very suspect. And then you see that, and you're asking yourself, why are we only seeing that with 2 minutes remaining in this contest?
I mean, normally when you're out on the perimeter like that, you want to get, or anywhere near the top of the key, give them a pump fake. Make them bite a little bit. All you need them to do is change momentum just for a second before you start with that long step for Cordell and finish strong.
He made the free throw, and now it is a 10-point lead for Keyhoops. Under 2 to play. Persad, kick to the corner. Now's this. 3, no good. Mattis fighting inside, gets the offensive rebound. He's rejected, gets it back again. Mattis.
That's a good second move. Good second move, Mattis.
Stays with it, Michael Mattis. And he's been a force inside for Keyhoops. Primo, guarded by Talbot. Primo kicks to the corner. Reith, 3, got it. Corner triple for Moonreith. And it is 51-42, a 9-point lead as Nemhard comes right into our scorers table. Deflects the basketball out of play. And they're gonna have to reset the clock. It'll be Keyhoops basketball, fresh 24. Elias for UPlay coming down the stretch here with 1:13. We're in stop time, of course, 3-possession game. What do they need to do? What are you looking for them to as they try to claw back into this thing?
I mean, at this point, you got to foul right away. You got to get them into the bonus, and you got to get these guys to the line. There's no time to waste unless you're getting steal after steal. This game is pretty much impossible to win now unless you're taking them straight to the line.
Keyhoops inbounding along the near sideline. Persad with it. 14 on the shot clock. Guarded tightly by Primo. Persad shakes him free. Dribbles it back out. Screen set. He kicks it now to Talbot. Toes the sideline. 3, 2, 1 on the shot clock. It's rejected by Reith, and that'll be a shot clock violation. So UPlay will have possession, trailing by 9, under a minute to play.
And this is why I don't like the hold the ball type of teams. You still got to look to score. You get that deep into the shot clock.
Off the mark, and now things becoming dire here for
you got to foul. You got to foul right away. There's or
and
that,
a steal.
Or that.
Nemhard. Oh my goodness. Contorts his body and finishes. Down to 7. Keyhoops, now's this. Gets it up ahead, turnover!
Oh boy.
Nemhard, to the basket, got it!
Nemhard is taking over this game.
Timeout, Keyhoops. 51-46, they're hanging on to a 5-point lead, and we'll be right back after this short break. Oh boy, we got a finish on our hands.
Who will be crowned national champion?
Back inside the Haber Center. 16U National Championship on the line here at the CNIT. Keyhoops leading UPlay 51-46. 33 seconds remaining. They get it in. Now's this. Persad, they're going to have to foul. Now's this. He is fouled by Reith. That takes about 6 seconds off the clock, game clock, excuse me.
You got to foul as quickly as possible. They are not in the bonus yet. They have no time to kill.
2 more fouls to give, as you might hear Coach Claude Nemhard in the background indicating to his team until the bonus kicks in. They do get it in successfully to Now's this. They try to trap Persad, and he's fouled by Ryan Nemhard. They will do it all over again. One more foul to give for UPlay, and they'll look to jump the passing lanes and trap if possible. Prasad set to inbound, and he gets it in successfully to Pottinger. And a foul. It looks like it's going to be on Josh Primo, and that'll send Malik Pottinger to the free throw line. 19.7 seconds remaining. 51-46. Our first of 4 championship games here this afternoon, Elias. This one living up to the billing.
Absolutely, and these guys are playing their hearts out in front of NCAA coaches here, in front of Division II, Simon Fraser, Trinity Western, Niagara, Tulane, several others in the gym right now.
Pottinger, the second, is good. 6-point game. Nemhard across the timeline. They have to go quick. Tyler Delavante, and he finishes. 13.8 seconds remaining. That ball got off the floor quickly. They only took off about 6 seconds off the game clock. And now they have an opportunity to get it down to a 1-possession game. Free throw was good, and it'll be a timeout UPlay. Well, Elias, these last few minutes, it's been UPlay's got themselves back in this thing. And
I don't doubt that. I mean, they've gotten Keyhoops to really turn it over 4 times in the last minute and a half. And that is a ridiculous amount. Actually, 5 times if you count the shot clock violation. This is why you cannot hold out and you know, try to play out the clock. You got to look to score still.
Yeah, we've seen Keyhoops try to dribble it slowly across half, kind of go at a pedestrian pace and get into their offense. And we've seen shots deep into the shot clock. Obviously, not the greatest of shots. The quality hasn't been there. And as a result, along with the turnovers, now it's just a 1-possession game. A turnover here, and it can get interesting. But of course, if they do inbound successfully, they will have to foul immediately and put Keyhoops at the line and take their chances from there. The lineup for UPlay: Cordell Charles, Ryan Nemhard, Josh Primo, Tyler Delavante, and Moon Reith. Going with a diamond press on the inbound. A line formation for Keyhoops. Mattis near side. They get it in successfully to Talbot. Talbot trapped, and a foul given. Nemhard, he commits the foul on Pottinger. And that'll put him on the line. 9.7 seconds remaining, still a 1-possession game.
And he's got to make both of these to try to ice this.
Can't leave the door open. You want to put those final nails in the coffin.
Timeout out to the make, ref. Timeout out to the make.
Pottinger got the first.
Timeout out to the make. I want the ball here. Timeout out to the make.
So the ball will be advanced.
In the event of a timeout.
In the event of a make, yeah, here. Oh, they won't get the timeout.
Reith, it's 4-point game. Nemhard pulls up for 3. Got it!
Wow.
Ryan Nemhard! And they're going to foul immediately. They're going to have a shot. And that'll put Prasad at the line.
And just look how poised Ryan Nemhard is after making that 3. It's as if he didn't just put them within 1 with 3.4 to go. This kid is terrific. I love watching the Nemhards in action.
As do I. And what's more impressive, again, lost perhaps in translation, 14 years old.
Yep.
14.
Yep. Youngest on the floor.
Yep. Just coming off of his 9th grade year. And now, 2 big free throws here for Jordan Prasad. Do you give any thought if you're Keyhoops to possibly missing the second?
Yes, I mean, yes, and
first is no good.
And you got to be careful where your safety's at. You got to cover the wings to make sure that outlet doesn't get ahead.
Again, timeout cannot be called in the event of a live ball. It would have to be a make. Prasad at the line. His second free throw, 3.4 seconds remaining, a 1-point lead for Keyhoops. Second is good, and they get the timeout. 54-52. Elias, what are you drawing up here in the timeout if you're Claude?
I mean, I'm looking for a bucket at the rim, unless you want to go for the win. For me, I'm trying to get to the rim, try to get a three-point play, or get 2 free throws.
And so UPlay will advance the basketball. The timeout will advance it to half. 3.4 seconds remaining here in regulation. And we have our scorers table and the officials just trying to sort out the semantics of the situation.
I want the ball back.
You're gonna have to call a timeout. Huh? I know, but I'm just saying.
Who will be crowned national champion?
To capture your event in high definition, streaming directly on all NPH media platforms. Up-to-the-minute live game coverage featuring professional commentators and analysts.
Tip in. No good. 2 seconds to go. Oh!
Commercial spots available to promote and market your brand, event, or product. Enjoy the ultimate way to catch the game when you...
Back inside the Haber Center here in Burlington. 16U National Championship on the line here at the CNIT. Boy, it's been an interesting second half. UPlay Canada, the 15s with possession of the basketball, an opportunity to tie or win. 3.4 seconds left on the clock, 2-point game. Nemhard, clock ticking. Delavante, he loses it. That is the ball game. And the 16U national champions here at the CNIT Keyhoops basketball. And Elias, how about a finish?
Man, these games are super high energy. We got the championship right now about to be awarded. Tees and medals for the weekend. These guys played terrific. I think both teams got to walk away with this head high. I mean, you know, they played at the biggest stage. They got the exposure they wanted. Coaches have seen them, and you know, they're going to get recruited. And then, as a team, up until this point, UPlay really played some of their best basketball. This is the lowest scoring game that they had, but overall, a terrific weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your 16U CNIT national champions, Keyhoops. Stay tuned, we'll be back in just a bit for our 17U final. Thank you for watching.